Today, we're diving into a feeling that is, well, surprisingly common. This sense that no matter what you achieve, it's just never quite enough. We're going to trace this pattern from its roots all the way to how it shows up in our lives right now. Let's get into it.
So have you ever felt this? You hit a massive goal, something you've been grinding for months, maybe even years. You get the promotion, finish the huge project, get the applause, and for a second, there's this rush. But then, almost immediately, it just evaporates. And it's replaced by this hollow feeling and that nagging voice that says, okay, what's next? This is the exact puzzle we're digging into.
And this leads to such a weird paradox. I mean, on the outside, you look like the definition of success. You're the one who always gets it done. But on the inside, it doesn't really feel like winning. It feels more like you're stuck on a treadmill that's just getting faster and faster and you're absolutely not allowed to get off.
This is where you get this really strange relationship with success. It's not about actually enjoying the accomplishment, it's about trying to quiet that inner critic, just for a moment. The goalpost is always moving, because the real prize isn't the achievement itself, it's that fleeting, temporary feeling of proving you're worthy.
And when you really get to the heart of it, you find this. This isn't some new problem, it's like you're running on old software. An idea got planted, usually a long time ago, that your value as a person is directly connected to how useful you are, what you can do, what you can fix, or how much you can handle for other people.
And you know what's so tricky about this? The world actually encourages it. Society loves people who grew up too fast. I mean, why wouldn't it? They're efficient, they're independent, they don't ask for much, they just get things done. But there is a huge, hidden cost to being that capable.
And to understand that cost, we have to go back. We've got to open up those missing chapters from childhood. Because that's where the human doing programming really got installed.
And here's what's so important. This isn't always about one big traumatic event. More often than not, it's a slow burn. It's the buildup of 1,000 quiet moments where you just had to step up. You know, maybe you were the one making dinner for your younger siblings, or translating for your parents, or you just had to learn how to read the tension in a room before you could even read a chapter book.
Now, there is a clinical term for this. It's called parentification. It's basically when the roles get flipped and the child becomes the emotional or practical caretaker. But honestly, that word, it doesn't quite capture the sheer weight of what it feels like to be so small and holding up something so big.
And this is such a critical distinction. What the rest of the world might look at and praise as, exceptional maturity or being an old soul, that's not what's really going on. It's a survival adaptation. It's a child figuring out in real time how to cope in an environment that was asking way more of them than they were ready to give.
And the consequences are literally physical. Your entire nervous system gets rewired. That constant state of high alert, always anticipating problems, always managing everyone's feelings, that becomes your new normal, your default setting. What felt like just life to you was actually your body operating in a continuous crisis mode. And that system is still running.
So how does all this programming play out in adulthood? Well, those childhood survival skills, they often become our adult superpowers. But here's the catch. Every single one of these incredible strengths comes with a hidden price tag.
Okay, take this one for example. You're hyper-aware. You can walk into a room and instantly read the entire mood. It's an amazing gift, right? But the price? You don't just notice those feelings, you absorb them. You feel this unspoken responsibility to fix them, to make everyone okay, often completely at your own expense.
Or how about this one? Being the ultimate problem solver. You're the go-to person in a crisis. You're resourceful, you're calm, you always have a plan. Amazing superpower. But the downside is huge. Asking for help feels like a total failure. And resting? Oh man, resting feels terrifying. Like everything will just crumble the second you stop holding it all together.
And of course, these patterns absolutely shape our relationships. You might find yourself constantly drawn to partners you feel like you can fix, because being needed is the kind of love you learn to recognize. Real intimacy, where you have to be vulnerable and let your guard down, can feel incredibly dangerous. And what's so fascinating is this pull towards emotionally unavailable partners, not because there's something wrong with you, but because on a deep level, it feels familiar. It feels like home.
So people might throw labels at you, right? Oh, you're a perfectionist, or you're just type A, or you're so anxious. But let's reframe that completely. This isn't a personality flaw. It's a deep primal need to control your environment because you learned really early on that unpredictability and chaos meant real emotional danger.
Okay, so if this is the programming, how in the world do you start to rewrite the code? This last part is all about the path forward. And it involves a really fundamental shift in how you see yourself and your worth.
So, the most important thing to get here is that the way forward is not just another project for your to-do list. This isn't about fixing yourself because you're not broken, you're a survivor. The real healing comes from unlearning that core belief that you have to perform to earn your spot in the world.
So the path forward looks something like this. Step 1, grieve. Truly allow yourself to grieve the childhood you didn't get to have, the one where it was okay to be a kid and be messy and need things. Step 2, consciously untangle your self-worth from your productivity, just one day at a time. And step 3, and listen, this one might be the hardest, is to allow yourself to be a complete beginner at being taken care of. That means learning to just receive a compliment without pushing it away or asking for a little help and actually letting it happen.
And this really is the core shift, right? It's moving from being a human doing, where your value is always conditional and based on what you produce, to becoming a human being, where your value is just there. It's inherent. It's the difference between doing to be worthy and simply being worthy.
Just let these words sink in for a second. These are permissions you may have never, ever given yourself. The permission to be unproductive. The permission to be imperfect. The permission to receive love and support, not because you earned it, but simply because you exist.
You know, that child who had to grow up so fast did an incredible job. They were strong, they were resourceful, they were brave. But they can rest now. It's safe to let someone else take the wheel for a bit. So the question I want to leave you with is this. You've been holding on so tight for so long. What would it feel like? What would it really truly feel like to finally let go?